Hello everyone. Welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of the prompt series. This podcast is part of the Ball and Rumble, and this audio podcast is part of an Atomic Headline, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production. Through this audio podcast, an elaboration then looking at traditional molecular methodologies applied to microbial or microorganism diagnoses. So a little bit in begin with dot blot hybridization. So the annealing of a labeled probe to target occurs after the target has been denatured to a single strand and immobilized on a membrane. Overall, the methodology lacks sensitivity, however, and therefore its use in virology. Virology, for example, in the study of viruses, is limited. And additionally, in amongst the detection of particular microorganisms in the study of studies of microbiology is limited to situations where a large amount of nucleic acid is present. So, for example, parovirus infection, or when low levels of virus or microorganisms have been amplified by PCR or polymerase chain reaction. In and around southern blotting, this methodology and modality combines electrophoretic separation of DNA with the hybridization methodology described above, or described, and the sample that can be a polymerase chain reaction or PCR product, or restriction enzyme digest of total DNA extract. The methodology has, or southern blotting investigation have been utilized to distinguish between closely related viruses, for example, herpes simplex virus 1 and herpes simplex virus 2, and and uh, and HPV 6 and HPV 16, and that is in around human papillovirus 6 and 16. Now looking in a little bit around northern blotting, this is similar to southern blotting, except that the sample is mainly in around the ribonucleic acid or RNA, as opposed to deoxyribonucleic acid being the DNA in southern blotting, and is run on a denaturing gel before transfer to the membrane. Looking at in situ hybridization. So this is mainly a methodology for localization of specific nucleic acid sequences in cells or tissue sections. Paraffin embedded tissue sections are dewaxed and may be treated with proteolytic enzymes and proteolytic enzymes to enhance permeability. The sample is denatured and labeled DNA. DNA or RNA probe is used to detect the target sequence of intrigue. The methodology can be utilized to localize virus specific nucleic acid to diseased areas of tissue. And although southern blotting and northern blotting and dot blotting and in situ hybridization have all proved helpful excuse me, in retrospective analysis of microbial, particularly viral infections. They are not very sensitive and not generally sort of user friendly for a diagnostic microbiology or virology virology laboratory. Uh, that draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast is part of the prompt series. This audio podcast is part of the Ball and Rumble. This audio podcast is part of an Atomic Headline. And this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.